J.D. Vance, the new heir to Trump's MAGA movement, steps into the spotlight. A faint burst of applause broke out from the Republican National Convention floor as Sen. J.D. Vance took the stage Tuesday afternoon in Milwaukee for the first time as Donald Trump's running mate. The Gettysburg Address was loaded into the teleprompters adjusted for Vance's towering frame, arms crossed over a navy suit and gold tie. An Ohio State man dangerously close to sporting Michigan colors. Vance looked out during his midday walkthrough, a hint of a smile on his face. Before him was an arena of empty chairs soon to be filled by members of the party he has been handpicked to one-day lead. On Wednesday, when Vance addresses the convention, he will do so not only as the party's vice presidential nominee but as its MAGA heir-in-waiting. In tapping a 39-year-old first-term senator from the country's heartland over more experienced Republicans with deeper party ties, Trump is looking ahead to the future of his political movement. Those close to Trump say he's looking to Vance to lead the party beyond his time in office, an expectation he never seriously harbored for his previous vice president, Mike Pence. It's very clear that Trump wants someone who can carry the movement on, a person close to Trump told CNN said of the Vance selection. His choice of whom to carry the torch remained concealed until Trump was ready to reveal it, but the anointment of Vance shouldn't come as a surprise. Trump's campaign had said for months that the former president sought in a running mate, a strong leader who will make a great president for 8 years after his next 4-year term concludes. How could that person be North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, who would be 71 years old next election cycle, or Senator Marco Rubio, a Republican well-liked by donors but who still faces skeptics among Trump's most loyal supporters? How could it have been anyone other than Vance, who in 2 years in Washington has embodied a new generation of populist, pugilistic leaders styled after Trump? What Trump's doing here, said Jack Posobiec, a right-wing devotee of the former president with millions of online followers, is showing that he wants the next generation of America first, the next generation of conservatives, the next generation of the party to really be one that has come up through his movement, through his wing of the party, as opposed to the more neoconservative George Bush wing, America, and put elites in both parties on notice. The two became close friends, a relationship that helped Vance earn Trump's endorsement in a contested primary for an open Ohio Senate seat. Vance eventually won the primary and the general election in 2022. As a senator, Vance quickly won over the thought leaders of Trump's populist movement. He has not only proven an effective defender of Trump on cable television, he has also articulated the isolationist wing skepticism of US involvement in the Russia-Ukraine. Deeply reported Politico profile that declared Vance the standard-bearer of the new right, included glowing praise from the vanguards of the MAGA movement. Conservative commentator Tucker Carlson said Vance was by far the smartest and the deepest senator of any I've ever met. Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, who hosted Vance occasionally on his far-right War Room podcast before heading to prison earlier this month for refusing to cooperate with a congressional investigation into the January 6, 2021, attack on the U.S. Capitol, told Politico in March, "I'm sure he'll run for the presidency one day." Bannon, Carlson and Trump Jr. proved instrumental in influencing Trump's pick, including in conversations with the former president in the final days before his announcement. Vance and Trump Jr. embraced on the convention stage Tuesday afternoon as they prepared for their moments in the spotlight. "I have seen his actions in the Senate," said Trump Jr., who will introduce Vance on Wednesday. "I've gotten to know him over the last few years, the youth, the vigor, his ability to really prosecute the case. I see him do so much better in, sort of, let's call it hostile media territory." Inside the convention hall, many Republicans quickly coalesced around Vance as their new vice presidential nominee and the future of their party. If Donald Trump feels confident and has that certainty for GD to carry that mantle, he is going to make sure that person is sincere in his belief in the MAGA movement, in the America First movement, said Florida Representative Kat Cammack, a millennial like Vance who has become a leading voice among the new generation of Republicans. Still, doubters remain. A senior Republican official told CNN, "I don't know what Vance brings to the ticket," and another Republican advisor working on House and Senate races bristled at the suggestion Vance could help attract voters turned off by Trump. "How does GD win over Nikki Haley voters?" the advisor asked. Challenges certainly remain for Vance to maintain his position as next in line to the throne in Trump's party. No one other than Trump has demonstrated they can hold together the loose coalition of voters that currently make up the party's base, some of whom never cast a ballot before the former reality television star decided to dabble in politics. Only Trump has managed to appease evangelical voters and pro-business Republicans while still convincing some of the Democratic Party's bedrock supporters, Black voters, Latinos, and union households to consider switching parties. As some of his detractors eagerly pointed out during Trump's search, Vance won his Senate seat 2 years ago by just 6 points in solidly red Ohio, running 19 points behind the state's Republican governor, Mike DeWine, in the same election. Trump, too, is known to turn quickly on those who he doesn't feel are still politically useful to him. No one knows that better than Vance's predecessor on the GOP ticket.